of Armenians by Turks in 1915 as genocide. American legislators made the move despite strong warnings from both Ankara and President Bush. The decision is expected to increase tensions between the U.S. and Turkey, where America has a number of important military bases.
Recognizing the killings of nearly 1.5 million Armenians by the Ottoman Turks during World War I, the House Foreign Affairs Committee passed legislation declaring the murders as genocide. The 27-to-21 vote came after a heated debate that voiced concerns over possible damage to U.S.-Turkey relations, a vital partner in the war on terror.
Members of this committee have a sobering choice to make. We have to weigh the desire to express our solidarity with the Armenian people and to condemn this historic nightmare through the use of the word genocide against the risk that it could cause young men and women in the uniform of the United States Armed Services to pay an even heavier price than they are currently paying.
The Armenian genocide of 1915 is already recognized by 22 countries, including Russia and the European Union. Turkey has repeatedly warned U.S. lawmakers against the passage of such a measure and denies the killings as genocide. A number of U.S. congressmen also sided with Turkey, a key NATO ally.
Passage of this will not settle the issue any more than it settled the issue with all of the other nations that's passed a very similar resolution, because the argument continues to go on.
Just hours before the vote, President Bush called upon Congress to reject the Armenian genocide bill, arguing that it would harm U.S.-Turkey relations.
This resolution is not the right response to these historic mass killings, and its passage would do great harm to our relations with a key ally in NATO and in the global war on terror.
Emphasizing the Bush administration's concerns, Secretary of Defense Gates and Secretary of State Rice argued against the passage of the legislation. Turkey is a key NATO ally of the United States and warned that if the measure passes in the House, it may ban the U.S. from a strategically located military base, which serves as a portal for operations.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Secretary, welcome. About a week or so ago, Madam Secretary, you and Secretary Gates sent a letter to some of the chairs of committees here on the Hill opposing recognition of the Armenian genocide. This concerned me for a number of reasons, not the least of which that I don't see how we can have the moral authority that we need to condemn the genocide going on in Darfur if we're unwilling to recognize other genocides that have taken place, if we're unwilling to recognize the first genocide of the last century, where 1.5 million people lost their lives. We're all well aware of how the Turkish lobby in Turkey has either implicitly or explicitly threatened because it doesn't want the genocide recognized, and its own difficulty in coming to grips with that chapter of Ottoman history. So I'm not going to ask you about that, but I do want to ask you, do you have any doubt in your mind that the murder of 1.5 million Armenians between 1915 and 1923 constituted genocide? Is there any doubt about that in your mind?
Congressman, I think that these historical circumstances require a very detailed and sober look from historians. And what we've encouraged the Turks and the Armenians to do is to have joint historical commissions that can look at this, to have efforts to examine their past, and in examining their past to get over their past. But I will tell you, Congressman, I don't think that it helps that process of reconciliation for the United States to enter this debate at that level. I just don't think.
Madam Secretary, your comments that you think that there should be some kind of debate or discussion about the genocide suggests that you have a question about whether genocide occurred. Is that correct?
Congressman, I believe that this is something that Turks and Armenians are best to address through their own processes of coming to terms with their history. Lots of people have had to come to terms with their history.